synopsis to how we feel about Love is Blind Season 8. We just finished episodes 10 and 11. Last episode, the only episode that's left after this is the wedding episode, obviously. But we were going to review each of the episodes from the season, but fortunately, this season has been very dry and very boring. That's just how I feel about it. It hasn't been interesting at all. So we're just going to give our thoughts on what we've seen up until this point, talk about episodes 10 and 11, and then we'll be back for the wedding. And then we have a little something at the end of the video, kind of in regards to why we didn't watch this season, I guess you could say, thoroughly. Even though we did watch all the episodes, it just wasn't, there was no interest in really speaking upon it. So, but I'll let you go ahead and give your thoughts on it, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So, after everyone picked their significant other and left the pods, they went on vacation, and really nothing happened when they went on vacation. On most seasons, there's usually some type of drama. There was none this season on vacation. They went, they were happy, everybody was, in bliss and whatnot, and then they went home. So then the next part of these shows is once they get home, they get their phones back, they get around their friends, and that's where the drama starts. And even once they got back home, it was still pretty dull. And the issue with this season is no, we don't always have to see drama, but I think that you would agree also that there wasn't anybody that appeared to just be super in love either. There was not a couple that just made you feel oh wow, they really found somebody, and so it was just lacking on all levels. But they end up getting home, and Dave, or Dr. Dave, this is where a little bit of drama comes in because he and Lauren end up leaving the pods together. Her name was Lauren, correct?
Yeah.
And they end up leaving the pods together, and when they leave the pods, he gets word from his sister and a couple of friends that they have mutual friends that know a guy that she used to date. And Lauren is yeah, I used to date this guy, but that's it. We never went on actual dates out. They were just hookup buddies, basically. And Dave can't seem to get past this because his sister is in his ear, and his sister is why are you dating a girl that had a boyfriend a day before she came on the show? And Lauren is he wasn't my boyfriend. So that continues on throughout the next few episodes where Dave is really struggling with the fact that Lauren apparently had a life before him. And I think he thought maybe he was gonna meet the Virgin Mary. I don't know what his issue was, but
I'll tell you what it is. He needs to pull his skirt down. He's sitting here crying because she went out here, did her thing before she went on the show. So what? Big deal. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's
is he mad because he didn't? That's your fault. As a matter of fact, you're on the show. Your goal should be trying to get some on the show. Hence, this further makes me wonder: did he even get any on vacation?
I was clear on that too.
So if I didn't, so yeah, he probably is. He probably is mad. She out here doing all this and she ain't give me nothing. Man, grow up. Get your game together. Do what you do. You separate. That don't make no sense. Honestly, I think it's smart for you to get some before you go on the show. You're single and you don't know what's finna happen. So do what you do. And don't get up here and get to crying, talk about something I can't get over it. He was just mad, honestly, because, maybe being insecure, it was an ego thing, it's, a group of friends, whatever, but, grow up, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta deal with somebody that dealt with somebody that you might come across. If you can't, if they ain't acting ignorant about it, you should be able to handle it.
Right.
About it. That just lets me know that his intent was, his ego got shattered, and I don't think his intent was really to do anything like that anyway, so.
Yeah, and not only that, Lauren, she wanted to meet the sister and the friends and I don't want to say confront them, but she just wanted to, clear up things that, hey, this this was not my boyfriend. This is somebody that I dated, and she was willing to sit down with his people, but he did not want to do that. Why do you think he didn't want to do that?
Well, okay. So another thing, I'm with Dave on it. Also, I ain't trying to hear you tell me this was or wasn't your boyfriend. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. If it was, you wouldn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. It's like, cool. He was crying because he didn't know things up front, whatever, and that's kind of being childish. I don't think he's wrong for not necessarily believing her. I think he's wrong for the way he handled it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not finna believe anybody I've only known for 20 days.
Right,
Anyway,
which is what he kept saying. He didn't tell her, he didn't believe her, because I think he felt like that was going to cause a whole argument. But he did say, I believe my friends. My friends would not lie to me, which is kind of like saying, I don't believe you, I believe my friends. But he wouldn't outright say that. So that was the drama with that. And that eventually, once we get to this last episode, that ends with them basically calling off the wedding. Or, yeah, they decide, he decides for them that it's best that they not get married. What was unclear was, I'm not sure if he was actually trying to break up with her, because even like his sister was like, why don't y'all just date? You know, y'all don't have to get married. So I don't know if maybe his delivery, it came off like he didn't want to be with her at all. But then he doubles back when he sees her and tries to basically tries to tell her like, I was just playing, you know, like type of vibe. Like, no, you know, I want to kind of work this out type of thing. And from what I saw on that last episode, Lauren wasn't feeling that. She was kind of like, it's too late, you know, type of thing. I think that she'll eventually end up talking to him, because I feel like she really liked him. And maybe at this point, she's just kind of trying to teach him like a lesson or something. I don't know. As far as like,
I wish somebody would try to teach me a lesson on national TV and not just mention that is not going to turn out well.
Well, I mean, he kind of like did her shady too, so she can do what she needs to do to protect her feelings as well. Just like he did what he felt like he needed to do to protect his feelings, which was at the moment break off the engagement, right? Yeah,
no, that's true.
So I don't know. The next issue was Virginia and
what's his name? Darren.
No.
Devin.
Virginia and Devin. So
they're boring.
Extremely boring.
And I don't think
they were
any
giving
attraction there.
nothing the last how many episodes? Like 3?
All.
We're also not sure if they've slept together. I mean, not that matters, I guess. It does matter. But we're not absolutely sure if they slept together or not. To us, and I don't know about y'all, but I didn't feel like they had a whole lot of chemistry.
And not to say, unless you say, not to say sleeping together is it's not that big. It's about the attraction stuff. If you're supposed to get married, barring certain circumstances or whatnot, overall, honestly. So
yeah, and their big thing was the prenup. I guess this was the show's way of giving them a little bit of drama. She believes in prenups. She met with his family, and they were kind of taken aback by it, but the way that she explained it kind of like made it okay, because she was kind of like, no, I want him to keep his stuff. Like, you know, I don't feel like I should have access to his things if we were to get divorced. His mom didn't really believe in that. She felt like you're kind of saying you're thinking a prenup is like saying you believe that at some point y'all are gonna get a divorce, you know. But he did have her back in that, and he said, you know, she explained to him how she felt, and he, you know, agreed with her, and he didn't see anything wrong with the prenup. And with him, he eventually ended up signing the prenup.
Has he
what
said
do you think about that?
Has he said anything like opposed to anything that?
No.
Yeah.
He's very like he never, to me, he doesn't really make a stance on many things. Like he's not like, yeah, this is what I, you know, think and blah blah. He's not very opinionated. He kind of checks in with her. He's a little passive. He kind of checks on like, well, what do you think? He'll say what he thinks, but he'll be like, well, but what do you think? Yeah. You know, type of thing. And I don't know. Like I said, I they're not giving a whole lot for me to go either way, but it just feels like you said, it's like a lack of chemistry or connection. It looks like, we could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. And then who else, man?
Like, to
Sarah
be perfectly
and Ben.
honest, who?
Sarah and Ben.
Yeah,
Little
they're
drama.
just cute little, like there's nothing to talk about with these people. I'm sorry, like, it's just not. Oh, this one girl, Joey, and I forget her name, and it's like her sister was jealous of her.
Oh,
and then
Joey,
they take
yeah.
pictures and they're good.
Her name's
is
Monica.
Monica.
Joey and Monica.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, and we agree, they do seem like they like each other. Like, they are the one couple that kind of, they give those feels of, like, they actually met a person they really like. And, you know, they actually show that. The sister, she met Joey, and she was not feeling him immediately. Like, she felt like he was fake.
Yeah.
She felt like he was putting on a show. And I felt like that was kind of unfair because, I mean, this is a short process. We found out through research that they're only knowing each other for like 20 days in total before they get married or something like that.
Well, in the pod, it's 10 days
10
and
days.
20 dates between what's in the pod. Outside, from what we've seen, it didn't. I think it was like 2 weeks outside.
Yeah,
like
they said it. I think it averaged out to about 20 days. That's not a long time to get to know somebody. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to meet somebody's family. People can get nervous. Things can come off the wrong way when they're not really like that. So I kind of understood that. To be quite frank, the sister seemed bitchy and a little jealous of her sister. She even said at one point, "Oh, well, you know, I'm the oldest one. I just feel like I should be the one getting married." And I was like, that's kind of like a weird comment to make, you know? But then at some point, she ends up contacting them and wants to meet up with them again after the first initial meeting. And she does their engagement pictures. And she, at that moment, she said that she really believed that they cared about each other. And because she's a professional photographer, she saw through the photography that they had a connection, you know, because she's used to seeing that with couples. So that ended off on a good note.
Yeah.
Ben and Sarah, I brought them up because they did have a little something. Sarah was, you know, they got their phones back when they got back home. Sarah was online. There was a girl apparently on TikTok, and she was like crying and saying, you know, that Love is Blind shouldn't be putting people on the show that are like narcissists and not good people, and they shouldn't be promoting that. And I guess like at some point she hinted around to some things where Sarah was like, wait, she's talking about Ben, right? So she sits down with Ben and she's like, hey, like, what's this about? And he was kind of like, I don't really know her like that. You know, he's like, and Sarah's like, what do you mean? She's like, that's just weird. You know, that you're saying you don't know her, and she has all these things to say about you. And he was like, I kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we went on a couple dates, wasn't that serious. I don't know why she's doing that, right? And in the end of that, Ben and Sarah end up, you know, talking it out, and she tells him, hey, like, if there's anything else I need to know, you need to tell me, which I kind of respected about her. She was very, like, I don't want to use the word stern when you're talking about in a relationship, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, she was just very direct. And she was like, look, okay, you might have had this going on. I need to know everything, you know, and it's cool, but I need to know what is this, right? And I can respect that because it's like, it's nothing like getting blindsided by something that you should know about, and this is your person. Like, that just is not a good feeling at all. So I kind of respected that about her, and I like the way that she approached that. And I think he appreciated the way she approached that. And so in the end, they ended up being okay too. So yeah. But no baby mamas coming out the woodworks like last season. No domestic abuse things coming out like other seasons. No, you know, not heavy on the drama. And like I said, not heavy on the lovey-dovey either. It just was like a very lackluster season. So with that being said, we initially taped our first episode that we were gonna put on our YouTube, and we decided to pull it because we felt like it wasn't giving you guys enough good content. So we actually put together a blooper reel that we had, from taping the first episode for y'all to enjoy and kind of laugh and look at, some of the little things that go on behind the scenes, at least with us when we're taping. And so, yeah, once you watch that, then we'll talk a little bit about what we think might come up in the next season, and we will get back with y'all
in a week.
Probably in a week, yeah.
All right. Well,
that's it.
Here goes to the bloopers, and we'll see you guys in a week.